as Puesto Enrico, also known as the mosquito burner. I'm waiting for my water to break right now. I've got a big poop in my butt, bigger than you can even imagine, bigger than the entire continental United States, but not including Hawaii and Alaska. It's a boring Tuesday morning, so, you know, I don't get my speed until tomorrow. There are some tasks I'd like to get done. I got one task done this weekend that I was very proud of myself for accomplishing. I chopped up all the long pieces of metal that comprised the awning and fit them all in the trash cans and sent them all away with the trash people. So I no longer have those pieces of metal to deal with. Instead, look what I have to do. I have all those boxes to cut up. I got a bunch of cardboard boxes that I have to chop up. But as I indicated in the title, I'm currently waiting for my water to break. Hey, why don't you go around? You can go out through this door right here. God, these cats. They think they're the boss of everything. Abraham wants to admire my bong. This is not a real bong, okay? This is a wooden bong, symbolic bong, okay? This, on the other hand, is a real bong. And I brought real weed out to smoke as well. But we figured it was important to have a symbolic bong as well, you know. Okay. Now it's time for what you could argue is the most important bong rip of the day. I'm not sure if that argument really would stand for very long, but it's the first bong rip of the day. And, you know, to say that the first bong rip of the day is your most important bong rip, well, you may be undervaluing future days bong rips, but it's not wrong per se, you know. I didn't bring my little spoon out, so I had to use my fingers to pinch it. Well, it wasn't history's smoothest bong rip. So I think Rachel and I are both pretty anxiously awaiting the 5 ants. You can tell Abraham as well. If he ever plans on getting Adderall again, don't bother. Get Vyvanse. It's so much better. My 30, 70 milligram Vyvanse pills pack way more wallop than 60, 15 milligram Adderall pills. And with many fewer side effects. It's like Vyvanse doesn't make you all gacked out. You're just like, bring! I am awake. I am handling shit all day long. I am cold and detached. I suppose one might argue that Vyvanse is somehow less fun than Adderall. But if one were to argue that, one would be arguing the wrong position. It's not less fun, but it is less unfun. Well, I will say this. Vyvanse seems to completely kill my sex drive. It's like, oh, we're on Vyvanse for the next 10 days? Well, won't be having any sex. Acacia, good morning. It is so nice to see you here. I'm so sick of all these oak trees and maple trees and pine trees. I need an acacia here. Oh, well, here she is. Now we've got a real forest diversity that I was looking for. I'm a real diversity freak, you know. I say, I want everybody in my commercial as diverse as possible. That's why they're all in Stephen Hawking wheelchairs. You can't get any more diverse than that. You're so tired of those magnolias and jacarandas. Well, Acacia, you can't exactly blame me for being tired of jacarandas because while the purple flowers are nice, I could hardly think of a messier tree than a jacaranda. And I'm not of my dad's school of thought that if a tree drops any leaves on your lawn, you immediately cut it down. But jacaranda trees, though beautiful while in bloom, are among the messiest trees in all of history. They drop purple flowers all over everything. Yeah, pines and sequoias are nice. I've been noting more as the longer I've been here, all the stuff that happened before we got here. So there were 2 summers of fires, and then there was a quote unquote Mondo wind event that occurred shortly before we looked at this house. And now as I walk around here, I see like the neighbors over there. It used to be like impossible to see them or see through here. I can tell because of all the downed trees over there that they've chopped up and stuff. They didn't just cut down those trees, it was because of that big wind event. There's a lot of young maple trees growing everywhere around here, but there aren't very many big maple trees that I see anywhere. I think all the big maple trees blew over in the Mondo wind event. Anyway, that's ultimately good news for us because we get some fresh trees then. And it's like if you look over here, look at all those like Douglas firs growing. There's a maple tree. Here's an oak tree. The hole down there in the bottom is filled with young maple trees. So when we visited those neighbors, the lady who says she's a happily married single mother, I forget what her name is, but we have some big trees. All the big trees are sequoias mostly and pine trees. Occasionally you get a fairly big like California oak like right there. That doesn't look like a regular oak tree. This is what a regular oak tree looks like. But in California, most of the oak trees are like that guy right there. They've got these small, waxy, pointy leaves on them. They're more like they're occasionally. Now, see, that's a good pun. You know, you don't see many good puns in the world, but that's a good one right there. That's a good play on words. I believe we were talking the other night about whether or not puns could be successfully funny. Not very often, but that one was a good one. Because, yeah, obviously, puns are, they're not usually like laugh out loud kind of funny. But I think I think it's good to include an occasional pun. I'm not going to diss the whole medium of puns just because usually they're bad. Well, I'm a bit of a word nerd too, obviously. You know, I I was playing a game with Rachel the other day called "What Beatles song am I talking about?" So I'd give a Beatles song a different title that either described what the song was singing about, or that with another way of saying the title, and she'd try to guess what I was talking about. And I said, "My simian amigo is secret free." what what Beatles song am I talking about? My simian amigo is secret free. Well, Rachel didn't know what simian meant. That's why I brought this up. I know a lot of different vocabulary words that even smart people like Rachel sometimes don't know. Okay, so play the game. This is an easy one to start out with. My simian friend is without secrets. Unlike y'all, my simian friend is without secrets. Okay, that's the clue for this one. Unlike y'all, my simian friend is without secrets. Can anybody guess this Beatles song? Everybody's got something to hide except for me and my monkey. All right. Okay. Now that was an easy one. Yeah. That was an easy one. Here's a hard one. You and I disagree about everything. Can you guess that one? Now this is not a description of the title. It's a description of the narrative in the song. You and I disagree about everything. It's a little bit harder. I'll let you guys think about that for a minute. It's a pretty fun game, right? No. But that's a good guess, Ruben. That's a good guess. I'll give you a hint. Think about the lyrical construction of Katy Perry's Hot and Cold. It's got a similar narrative construction to that. Correct, Misfortune. You say yes, I say no. You say why, and I say I don't know. Oh, oh, oh. You say goodbye, and I say hello. So Misfortune got it just based on the Katy Perry hint, huh? Impressive. Very impressive. Here's a song I was singing, just a couple days ago was Global Beatles Day. This is not a clue question one. She intuited it from your answer and my clue. Pretty impressive, Misfortune. Um, you know what? I'm awarding you 2 wonder points for that. Now it's not Wednesday, so point values aren't doubled. But okay. So anyway, this is the official song, in my opinion, for Global Beatles Day. I take a walk. It's Global Beatles Day. I'm in love. It's Global Beatles Day. I feel good. It's Global Beatles Day. She is fine. It's Global Beatles Day. Global Beatles Day today is Global Beatles Day today is Global Beatles. Anyway, I was singing that a lot on Global Beatles Day, and now neither Rachel nor I can get it out of our heads. We keep going around singing Global Beatles Day today is Global. Doesn't that song fit perfectly for Global Beatles Day? All right. Now, this is a little bit more of an obscure Beatles song. I agree. They should take that on as their official Global Beatles Day song. No, well, they couldn't take the yellow submarine, Eric Thor. They were on your Journey boat. Okay, we'll play another Beatles. Now, this is a somewhat more obscure Beatles song, although it's not that obscure, but okay. The message of it is, the last evening we hung out, you let me fuck you. Do that again. Okay, that's the song. Why won't you do that again? Yeah, very good, Misfortune. You're really good at this game. Very good at this game. I'm awarding you another wonder point. There's another wonder point for you because you're so good at this game. All right, this is a fun game, right? What's my take on quadras? I mean, quadras are a sensible enough way to break into fours. Uh, but there's another way to break into fours that I actually prefer. Yeah, you might. You might need to get a bigger bag. You might need to get an item box like they have in anime. Um, which is you break them into fours based on the four types that have two communicative functions first: ENTP, INTP, INFJ, ENFJ. That's one group. I call those the meta analysts. And then the the second group are those who have communication first and then experience second. And those groups are ENTJ, INTJ, ESFJ, and who's the fourth one? Oh, and ISTP. Those four. Those four types, you could call it the analyst. No, communication first, experience second. Then the four types that have the experience first and communication second, that's ESTP, Oh, no, I was wrong about one of those four types. It's INTJ, um, ENFP, ESFJ, ISTP. Those are the four analyst types. I got one of them wrong. The four, what I call executive types, are ESTP, ESFJ, um, no, ESTP, ISFJ, uh, ENTJ, and the other one's got action first, then communication. Is INFP. Okay, those four types I call executive types, and then the executor types are ISTJ, ESTJ, ESFP, and ISFP. I think that's a better way to break them into fours if you're analyzing them in terms of their outlook on the world or their approach to the world. But the quadras are a fine way to break them into fours because each of the four types in a quadra has the same four conscious functions. It's a sensible enough way to break them into fours. The thing to remember about both quadras and my four breakup is they're both just taxonomical. They don't explain or model anything. So why do I group them together like that? Because there are two kinds of functions: communication functions and experience functions. I and you both have two communication functions up top. That means we're the most mappy possible types. In other words, if you look at the prime directive in life as closing the gap between maps and realities, or between expectations and actualities, we're the types that most need our maps first. We'll try to change reality uh, to meet our maps less than we will try to change our maps to match reality. In contrast, your ESTJ, ISTJ, ESFP, ISFP quadra, they will try to change reality to match their maps. Yes, correct. Those are the communication functions. And so INFJ and ENTP are the least experiential types and the most communicative types because we've got our sensory function in fourth and eighth. And we don't have any sensory or experiential function until fourth. Whereas, like, ENFJs, at least they have SE third, so it's like an absolute value for them. For INFJs and ENTPs, doing shits. Also for INTPs and INFPs, doing shit's really hard. INFPs have a much easier time of doing shit than INTPs, though. As far as SE polar types go, I think INFPs are the luckier of the two types. They are less distant in their relationship from SE than INTPs, who just, for an INTP, the idea of getting anything done at all is just a nightmare. All right, let's play another Beatles song. Now this one, okay. I feel joy when my penis is inside of a vagina. One feels joy when one's penis is inside of a vagina. Well, which Beatles song is that? This maybe, yes. Acacia nails it again. Oh, no, Acacia, you nailed it this time. One wonder point for you. Happiness is a warm gun. That's what that song is all about. One's one's joy rises with one's penis when it's inside of a vagina. That's what that song says. All right, let's play another one. Um, there's this road near my house where lots of regular shit happens. There's a road near my house where lots of regular stuff happens. Which song am I talking about? Which Beatles song? Abbey Road is not a song, Acacia. You were wrong. But I have made that mistake before too. Penny Lane, Misfortune gets it for a wonder point. You get 1 wonder point for that. That was a pretty easy one. I have made that mistake before too, Acacia. You meant it, but you didn't say it right. So 0 wonder points for you. Okay. Let's see here. This strange lady trespassed by a fenestration and told me a bunch of stuff. This crazy lady trespassed by a fenestration and told me a bunch of crazy stuff. Which Beatles song is that? Acacia got it. One of my favorite Beatles songs. Acacia gets the wonder point. She came in through the bathroom window. But that you knew the answer. What you knew, what you could not say. Didn't anybody tell her? Didn't anybody see? Sundays on the phone to Mondays. Tuesdays on the phone to me. Oh, yeah. She said she'd always been a dancer. She worked in 15 clubs a day. And though she thought I knew the answer, what you knew, what I could not say. Oh my God, that song is so good. It is so good. Paul McCartney. But the thing is, the Beatles. Paul McCartney's stuff when he was solo wasn't very good. But Paul McCartney's work in the Beatles was just mind blowing. His bass lines are just so fucking sick. Like the word, you know? That song is one of my very favorite Beatles songs. She's so fine, it's on time, it's the word love. Oh, in the beginning, have you heard the word is love? It's so hard, it's fun, it's the word love. The bass line in that song is fucking nuts. It's so nuts. It just blows my mind every time I hear the song. That's the thing. I listen to Beatles songs fairly often because Rachel's a huge Beatles fan. And I always liked the Beatles, but I hadn't listened to them in years until I got with Rachel and we started listening to the Beatles. And oh my God, it's like there's so many of their songs that every time I hear it, I'm just like, yeah, I think you've nailed it on the point on the head there, Misfortune. The Beatles were better at constraining Paul, than Paul ever could be by himself, right? And Paul needed to be constrained or else he'd make everything into musical theater. Well, in my opinion, John Lennon was an ENTP. And that makes him Paul McCartney's benefactor type. And Paul McCartney benefited a great deal from his ENTP wisdom. Misunderstanding all you see. Boom, 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 bum, 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 ba, na, 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 ba, na, 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 na. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to Strawberry Fields. Distort and vociferate. Um, Excellent, Ruben. Wow, good job, guys. I was nowhere near the answer to that. I was thinking of distort in a metaphysical sense of being a lie. That's an excellent question, excellent answer. Both of you, Ruben and the question asker, get one wonder point. That's it. Excellent. That doesn't matter. That's fine. That's not cheating at all. It's only cheating if you use the internet to find the answer. It's not cheating if you use it to find the question. All right. I'll think of another Beatles song too. How about this one? Your name fits together perfectly with these other words. You got it. Michelle. I think that was an easy one, so I'm not going to award you a wonder point for that one. That is one of my major accomplishments. One of my other major accomplishments is coming up with this great Beatles game. You got to admit, this is a great Beatles game. It's one, and like, what other band could you do that with? I mean, you could come up with other bands, but like the Beatles are so the the historical goat of rock bands, and so will never be surpassed. You know, it's like there will never be another period of great religion starting prophets, and this is their rule. Never be another period of great genre defining bands. And of the greats, it goes for both of those categories respectively. Jesus and the Beatles. Without any doubt, hands down, no questions asked on both accounts. Abraham. Abraham is credited with these various religions. He didn't start those religions. Maybe he started Judaism, I guess. A song about being completely in love with a lady whose heart may be blackish. Hmm. It's not. Okay, that it's not Eleanor Rigby. Hmm. Um. It's the one that says like like it's easy for a girl like you to lie. Tell me why. What goes on in your heart? What goes on in your mind? You are tearing me apart. 'Cause you treat me so unkind. What goes on in your mind? How about that one? I think that one kind of fits. I don't think it's the answer, but I think it kind of fits. It's so easy for a girl like you to lie. Tell me why. That's such a good song. That's such a jam. That whole album is such a non-stop jam. Rubber Soul is just like, oh my god, this is the most perfect album of all time. I need to make a playlist that has the White Album without the bad songs on it. Oh, my lovely pimples. Where have they all gone to? Hey, Abraham. Abraham in the Dizam. That's what they call the his house in Norwegia. I was watching a Norwegian the other day. He was playing golf quite well. Devil in Her Heart. I don't know that song. It must be an early one. Okay, here's one here. Um, uh, I'm going on a trip. Yes, that is who I'm talking about, Ruben R. I'm going on a trip. I want you to remember me while I'm gone. And also, you don't seem to be comfortable taking adequate advantage of the abundance that surrounds you. What song am I talking about? I'm going to give a second clue for another one. Revenge plot over stolen lover goes horribly wrong. The first one was I'm going on a trip. I want you to remember me and also remember you're entitled to take advantage of things. Well, you know, I don't really love reggae. I like some Bob Marley songs. What's a stolen lover? It means like you're in a relationship with somebody and some Sancho swoops in and takes your girl, I guess. All of Taylor Swift songs. there's this girl, and her dad doesn't want her to really get married, but she's ready to get married. And then in the end, he's like, okay, let's do it, even though we're like 18. That's an incredibly bad idea. That's Love Story by Taylor Swift. My previous two clues, keeping in mind, people, you have the capacity to rewind this. Well, I don't remember what the second one was now. Oh, I do now. Revenge plot over stolen lover goes horribly wrong. No. Okay. Revenge plot over cheating lover goes horribly wrong. But it's more like, yes, Acacia got it right. That's one wonder point for you. Because she ran off with another man, you know. But Rocky's revenge plot went horribly wrong. He ended up getting shot instead of the other guy. Yeah. Mountaintop Idiot. This is like Inky Pinky. Which Beatles song is called Mountaintop Idiot? And then, as a second clue, roof repairs. Which Beatles song is roof repairs? Yeah, that's a very easy one. Mountaintop Idiot. As is roof repairs. Thank you, Misfortune 50. That's the easy one, you know. Dude, you're cool, but I'm married. What's which Beatles song is that one? Dude, you're cool, but I'm married. Why don't we do it in the road? I think I got Rubens correct. Why don't we do it in the road? A song about a man and his whiskey addiction. Is it a Beatles song? Um, could also qualify as Rocky Raccoon because the doctor in it is drunk, I guess. What was my second? Oh yeah, I said is that one roof repairs. A good clue for that one, show media, would have been you're omnipotent. You know, that would have been a good clue. You're omnipotent. I'm gonna sit this way because the sun's kind of starting to bug a little bit. You know, and I don't want the sun to bug me. Where's my coffee? Oh, it's over there. I've got. What was the clue? I don't remember. That wasn't the answer, but I don't remember what the clue was. Um, how about this? Let's do the Charleston. Oh, that wasn't a clue. Ruben, that was just me saying I'm moving the chair because of the sun, which you probably get, but just to be clear, I can actually live stream on the phone and read what you're saying if I have my glasses on, which is kind of cool. Yeah, this is Beatles songs only. Beatles songs only. So my first clue there was let's do the Charleston. And the next one is you are translucent. The answer to the first clue is another one of my very favorite Beatles songs. Yeah, well, because I didn't understand that, your attempt failed. Good, Ruben R. You got it. Oh, too late, misfortune. Too late. That's not such a hard one. What was my second clue? Oh, right. Let's do the Charleston. This is a harder one. If you get this one, you get a wonder point. That's too easy of a clue, Jeremiah thinks. This is not a particularly like, easy clue. Rachel, when I gave her this one, she guessed a different song. That's that. Well, let me ask you this question as well. This is a separate question. Which Beatles song do you think is most appropriate to do the Charleston to? Because that's the answer Rachel gave, which I thought was really impressive, and but it wasn't the answer I was thinking. Anybody, 1, 2, 3. I'm counting down, and then you'll see I'm gonna give the answer to the Charleston. No. The answer to Let's Do the Charleston is Mom, let's all get up and dance to a song that was a hit before your mother was born. Though she was born a long, long time ago, your mother should know. Your mother should know. Uh, Sing it again. Here's the answer Rachel gave to Let's Dance to Charleston. Rachel gave, Honey pie, you were driving me crazy. I'm in love, but I'm lazy. So won't you please come home? Honey pie, come back to me. Which, of course, is the Beatles song. Which is the answer to the other question. Which Beatles song would it be best to do the Charleston to? The answer is Honey Pie, right? I mean, that's good and I on Rachel's part there. I'm impressed by that. You became a star of the silver screen, and now I'm da 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 da. Ha cha cha, honey pie, you are making me magic, and that's the Atlantic, and you way long, honey pie, come back to me. That's a fucking badass song. That is a badass song. Yeah, Rachel's answer wins too. I agree. um, what was the other clue I gave? Hmm, I don't remember. Because yeah, if you, you could totally do the Charleston to that song, right? It's almost like exactly the kind of song you do the Charleston to. But the thing is, for quite a while, it took me a long time to realize. I thought when she said honey pie, I thought she was talking about honey pie, honey pie. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing 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 bing, honey pie. So I just didn't think her answer made any sense at all, right? Or then later I realized, oh wait, she's talking about that other honey pie song. And I was like, oh, that's why you said that song, honey pie. Now it makes sense. The Beatles, I guess, have two songs called Honey Pie, huh? Oh my God. I have to tell you guys about the trippiest tarot thing that happened the other day. So, right here, there used to be a maple tree that was coming from over here through here like this kind of, and it was competing with this oak tree. Now I prefer maple trees, but you see there's a maple tree right there. I thought was part of the maple tree that was coming up through here. I thought it was all part of the same tree, and so I was planning on cutting down this oak tree, but I was conflicted about it because it gives kind of good coverage when you're sitting in the corner from the street, and I kind of like the added, you know, privacy bush. So, anyhow, I was feeling conflicted about it. I said, well, let's do a tarot pull on this. We'll pull three cards for each tree. If death comes out for either of the cards, then we'll chop down that tree. Which one? This oak tree or the maple tree? And I pulled three cards, and it's like the reeds were were very clear cut. Like this tree got the star. It got nostalgia because it used to be a big tree that's growing back out of a stump, and and then it got like victory or something. And this other tree got like three bad cards, including the third one was death. It's not there anymore. And I was like, the tarot's wrong. I don't want to chop down that maple tree. I like maple trees a lot. But then I went down there and looked at it, and I saw that it was a separate tree from that other one over there. And in fact, it was definitely the one to chop down. And I chopped it down, and Rachel and I both like, oh, it's so much better without that tree there. And I was wrong, and the tarot was right. And it really helped. It helped me correctly chop down the right tree. So, that's the magic of the tarot. What do you think about that? Now, if I could only get the tarot to hint captivating paradox, meow meow meow, captivating paradox. If I could only get if I could only get a tarot to chop down those boxes for me, that would be convenient. I guess I'm gonna have to chop them down myself. Get this part. This is the worst part. Even though I don't feel like it. What? But I don't feel like chopping down those boxes. Well, Eric, sometimes the universe just slaps you on the bottom and says, man up, newborn baby. I think that's a good way to start life. I guess that's how they used to deal with babies. Isn't that funny? Just smack them on the ass and say, man up, newborn baby. It seems like an odd approach to raising a child to start them off that way. Could start them off with tender things. Tender things like breastfeeding. What could be more tender than that? Okay, you guys stay here while I go get a couple of tools. And then what I'm going to do for your entertainment is I'm going to chop up these boxes. Some of them, anyway. And it's going to be pretty thrilling. Okay. I got a couple of tools. I also got this sharpening stone because this is very dull. I've used it a lot to get concrete off of the wall. This Spyderco has been through a lot, let me tell you. I believe this is the same Spyderco I used to cut the metal chains off of my car back when it was still a good sharp knife. Nowadays, it's It's pretty beat up, but it's also hard to sharpen because of its serration, you know. So you gotta go like that if you're gonna sharpen it at all, which I don't really feel like doing. It's still a good serrated knife. And then I got this, which is a lot easier to sharpen. And it's still pretty new and pretty sharp too. Okay, now that I've got this sharpened, let's take a stab at a couple of boxes. Ah, what a pain in the ass. I'm gonna try the other knife. Maybe it's easier. Yeah, this works better. Well, let me get this first. I guess what I'm supposed to have is a box cutter. Instead, I've just got Eric pulling on things. Seems to be the best way to do it. This is SE kind of skills, right? It's like, there's a good way to do these things. I guess it's TE too, you know, it's like, you gotta figure out the logic of the best, most efficient way to tear these things apart. Like at this point, it's probably more efficient for me to tear it, but then my hands get tired. It's kind of a toss-up, you know? You kind of got to mix different tools in. And then the SE part, it's like executing it
properly, not cutting yourself and just, you know, being aware of how you're doing things. Boy, since Rachel put up a registry and informed all of her family that we're getting married and everything, we have just been getting so many boxes. There's been stuff inside of the boxes, don't get me wrong. But that big black bag right there, that's already full of cut up boxes. And believe me, that's not our first big black bag of cut up boxes. It's fine, you know. It is what it is. You gotta cut up some boxes in life. Yeah, that old saying, into every life, a few boxes must be cut up. Stupid boxes. Yeah, this box says, like, handle with care on it. But you know what was inside of it? Silverware. Why do you have to handle that with care? And this box came inside an even bigger box. They were so cautious with one little box of silverware. It's like they could have. What could be in this huge box? This little box of silverware. They just want me to have to cut up a lot of boxes. Okay, you gotta be kidding me, right? Inside this box, at the bottom, there were 4 of these things. Why in the world do you need to have 4 of these things at the bottom? We've gotten like a box of bowls. Okay, they want their bowls not to break, but That is a dumb way to make sure your bowls don't break. I just wrap them up real good in tissue paper, you know? Instead of burning me with all this cardboard. And these things. Earth-aware sealed air. Get out of here, you. Get out of here. Ah. Ah. So many boxes to cut up. Wait a second. I don't think this box has been opened yet. No, it has. It has. Okay. Get all these things out. Those things. Get all these things out. I should take my jacket off. It's too hot. Okay. Now, we're nearly done with cutting up the boxes. You know those squares on top? In that little holder thing. And 2 more of those squares. For silverware. This is one of the silverware boxes I recognize it. That seems like excessive packaging to me. Well, it doesn't look like much of a smaller pile than when I got here. But this is actually good progress. And the thing is, the smaller the pieces I get, the less trash can space it requires. So, this is really just stage 1 of the breakdown. I gotta pop all of these stupid things. But stage 1 is fine. Let's take a break. Let's take a break. We'll come back later. At that point, maybe we'll do stage 2 breakdown. That's when things get really, really funky during stage 2 breakdown. You thought things were funky during stage 1? You were right, but you didn't even know how funky things were going to get during stage 2. Now I'm going to go inside. I'm not going to slice my thigh. You're going to put a slice of pie in your eye. I got you there. I got you there. Everybody agreed. Eric really got her there. You're gonna slice your thigh. Okay, now
what I'm going to do is plug in the phone for a bit. Here using this device called a plug. Whoop whoop. It's at 50%. That's not too bad. And I'm going to get myself another cup of coffee. So you guys are going to have to wait here for a second. Okay, my coffee is cooking in the microwave, and I never really addressed the question of why I was waiting for my water to break. I kind of forgot about it, in fact. Uh, that I have a poo. I have a poo inside of me that warming up coffee that I would have thought by now would be really chomping at the bit to come out of my butthole, but instead I'm concerned I may have made it go back up inside. It wasn't quite ready before though. It's not like I delayed it coming out. It was I didn't get my coffee. Well, I've got some excellent news, you guys. I think I'm going into labor right now. And I'm going to leave you guys to chat among yourselves for a little while longer because I'm going to go give birth.
Okay, how about this one? Stop rushing me, I'm tired. It's a Beatles song. So I made a generous contribution to the septic tank, and I think we all appreciate that. Okay, all right. It's exhausting to me and especially others. I don't think it's exhausting to others. It's just exhausting to you. I know, always cut away from yourself. No, I didn't. I didn't say, dear Prudence. Thanks. We don't have separated trash up here. There are no recycling bin trash cans. Everything's just trash. Yeah, well, it is Rachel Lapalosis, true. But it's because it's the sharpest knife we have. And if we keep using it for that purpose, it won't be the sharpest knife we have for long. The uh, the spider coat is serrated at least so you can saw through stuff. Yeah, everybody was as impressed as I am with your alternate answer to my Charleston question. It might be scabies, but I'm pretty sure those are just mosquito bites. So anyway, I successfully cut down and sent away all of the awning bits, which is pretty impressive because let me tell you, that took some an angle grinder, a heated angle grinder that I got, which is not very expensive. And I went through 3 cutoff discs cutting down all that metal. So, meow. Hello, Mr. Man. What an important feline friend. 8 days a week? Jeremiah fixes it 8 days a week. Goodbye, New Groove. Enjoy your chicken grease surprise for lunch. I will. Well, I'm not going to stay Mexican. I am Mexican today, but, I'm transracial fluidly, so my race keeps changing. But for today, viva la raza. Let's see. What was my previous clue that I gave out? I forget. I'll give another clue out. Let's see. Oh, right. This is a good clue for you. Yes, correct, Acacia. That's 1 wonder point for you. It was like, stop bothering me, I'm tired. Or something. Hi, Halcyon. We're playing, guess what Beatles song I'm talking about? Um, and here's an easy one. Here's a very easy one for you. I've returned to the Soviet Union. Correct. That's about as easy as they get. Um, boy murders teacher. Which Beatles song am I talking about when I say that? Oh, yeah. When I say that clue, which song am I talking about? Zach got it first. Maxwell's Silver Hammer. How about how about let me think. I'm gonna use my thinking parts to think of a Beatles song. Uh, I got a lot of cool stuff, but you're even cooler than all that. How about that one? I got a lot of cool stuff, but you're even cooler than all that. Let's see if anybody gets that one. And I'll try to think of another one in the interim time. Here's the next clue. I'm so desperate, if you got a vagina and can breathe, I'm down. So the first clue was I got a lot of cool stuff, but you're even cooler. And the second clue was what was it again? I forgot the second clue already. That's too bad. Maybe I'll go back and listen to it a little bit. I'm gonna use my thinking parts to think of a Beatles song. During my fix, you got it. You got the second one. That was, in fact, the second clue. I'm so desperate, as long as you got a vagina and can breathe, I'm down. That one's help. Anybody get the first one? No, not yet. Jeremiah Fix, you get 1 wonder point for getting help correct. Good job. Now, what's another one? My subaqueous desires pertain to vision. Is it Octopus's Garden in the Shade? That's good, Zach. Do you have extroverted intuition in your first or second slot? Seems like you might. Oh, and Acacia did the same song. It was too late in putting it. Interesting. You guys were on the same wavelength. How about this one? Dude, she's over you. On this sucks. Hint, I'm doing TE to stop any. Hmm. Ah. I bet that's a really good clue, but I'm having trouble with it. I'm doing TE to stop any. It's gotta be like a song about I'm trying to lock you down, girl, so you won't look at any other guys but me. If you don't take her out tonight, you're gonna lose that girl? If you don't take her out tonight, you're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose that girl. Um, okay, more doing stuff so your mind doesn't wander. Okay. Uh, I guess that would be Eleanor Rigby darning his socks in the dark when there's no one around. Hmm. Okay, so now that I have coffee, let's go back outside where the cigarettes are. I still have my glasses, so I'll be able to read what you're saying. Hey Jude is the answer to what? I've got a big cardboard sitting over here. Oh, how fun! I'm loving it, dear. Let me find my cigarette. Figured I'd tear up a couple pieces of cardboard while I was there, you know. Might as well. If all goes as planned, it used to be that everything is super cool, but now, not so much. No, not in my life for the most recent clue. We were talking about, like, I got all this old cool stuff, but you're cooler, then you're correct. Oh, fixing a hole. Good clue for that song. I agree. It's a better clue than roof repair, which is just too obvious. But what was my most recent clue?
No, that wasn't the answer to whatever clue I gave was that I was thinking of. I don't remember what the clue was though. Okay, how about this one? This is kind of a depressing one, but homeless guy isn't very nice. Will anybody get the answer? Will anyone figure it out? Everybody's trying with their brains right now. Will anybody figure it out? Let's find out. Let's find out. We'll wait for the chat when they shout, shout, shout the answer. Oh, yeah. Yes, Ruben R., you got it right. Mean Mr. Mustard sleeps in the park. Oh, yeah, that one. It used to be everything was super cool, but now, not so much. Ruben, you get one wonder point for the Mean Mr. Mustard. Congratulations. Some of you are really starting to gather up a few wonder points. It's pretty important. Do you want me to give you the answer to the previous one that nobody's gotten yet, even though it's very obvious? Well, I'll give you another clue while you're still thinking about that previous one. It used to be everything was super cool, but now not so much. Here's another one for you. I just had it in mind. Oh, yeah. Good job, Miss Fortune. You get 2 wonder points for that one since it took such a long time for people to get it. Leave that alone. What is the answer to that one? Will anybody get it? Let's find out. You can't do that, huh? Let me think. You better watch your head, little girl, or you won't know where I am. Or is it the Hall and Oates song? No can do. Yeah, run for your life. Is that what it is? Run for your life? You can't do that? What about my clue? Leave that alone. This should be an easy one. I know, it is so good. It's a jamity jam. Here's an easy one for those of you who are still struggling with the last one. Um, Recently, I viewed a visage. Recently, I viewed a visage. Yeah, this is an easy one. Yeah, I've just seen a face. Right, exactly. But what about the previous one? Leave that alone. I can't believe nobody's gotten Leave That Alone yet. Who is the sexiest Beatle? Ringo. I mean, Ringo proved how sexy he was when he narrated Thomas the Tank Engine. He surpassed the sexiness of all other Beatles when he did that. He's also a really kick-ass drummer, you know. If I could pick anybody to be my drummer, I'd pick Ringo Starr. And I bet that's not even his real name. Do you think that's his real name? Ringo Starr? I doubt it. I mean, is Ringo even his real name? His name's probably like Eustace Carnelby. That's probably his name. Eustace Carnelby. Oh, it's Richard Starkey. Do you know the Oakland A's have a player named Richard Lovelady? It's true. The Oakland A's have a pitcher named Dick Lovelady. I think that's kind of fantastic. Ah, Hero Lamb, you take that back. The A's aren't very good. They are too. They have an internal beauty. It just doesn't show a lot on the outside how good they are. But deep in their hearts, they're the best team in Major League Baseball. It's important to remember that. After all, they're the only team in Major League Baseball that has Shea Langoliers. And he, of all of the players in Major League Baseball, has the most cheers made for him. Yeah, he's got some big nose energy. Zach got it. That's 2 wonder points for you, Zach. You got it. Let it be. Yeah, that's a 2 wonder point get for you because everybody struggled with that one for some reason. So literal, you know. I agree with you, Hero Lamb. McCartney songs were the best on average, but remember, they were Beatles songs. McCartney was unable to do that when he wasn't in the Beatles, with one notable exception, which is Too Many People. But even that, he well, but the Beatles but McCartney would have been nothing without the Beatles. He would have been Wings. So it goes both ways, you know. He would have been Band on the Run. But let's be honest, Let It Be is a pretty crappy album. You know, let's not lie to ourselves about that. I mean, I'd say Lennon had more good solo songs than McCartney did. Although McCartney had some good ones, like Live and Let Die is a pretty good song. Okay, it's getting too sunny right here. Somebody needs to tell the sun to go someplace else, like to the North Pole, where it won't bother me so much. Well, I guess I'll go back inside in a second. Let me just pull another bowl. I have to move a lot of stuff now. I'll pull another bowl. I'll smoke another cigarette, then I'll go back inside. There's a little bit of denim in my weed for some reason. There. Okay. I packed a denim free bowl. Dang, everyone is so self focused these days. Everybody's got something to hide except me and my monkey. Nope. Okay. Um, Eleanor Rigby. I think I've got a boner, and she knows that she's why. There's a good clue for that the song that I'm thinking of. I've got a boner, and she knows that she's why I have a boner. I used to think that too, Hero Lamb. It's just sad. It's actually a really great song. I was wrong. Not all sad things suck. No. I've got a boner, and she knows that she's the reason for my boner. This may be this may be too he comes leisurely living and jesting, proselytizing. He does whatever he wants. His shoes are lusterless. Nowhere man? So the answer to my clue is actually good day sunshine. It's because he says, I feel good in a special way. That means he has a boner. And she's looking good. She knows she's looking fine. I'm so glad to know that she is mine. So, in other words, I've got a boner, and she's gonna let me fuck her because she knows how hot she is. That's how my interpretation of that song. That was not a very fair clue, because a fair clue would be like, "Hello, Dawn." Look at all the woodland friends I've accumulated over there. That's a lot of woodland friends, huh? You know why? Because I put cutlets over there. And my cutlets bring all the friends to the yard. Dude, you can't go showing your eroticism in public. Hmm. Uh, you got the high level way. Good, Misfortune. I'm giving you a wonder point for that answer because I was nowhere close, and that's exactly right. Hey, you got to hide your love away. It's a good one. We're gonna be together for a long ass time. Which one is that? Here's a clue. We're gonna be together for a long ass time. Hey, you've got to hide your horny ways. That's a good one. Let's go inside. Yes, correct, Misfortune. When I'm 64. You're really good at this game. I'm about ready to declare you the winner of this game. Okay. Well, Rachel gets magical bonus points for her fantastic Charleston answer.
Hi, handsome.
Hi, beautiful.
How you doing?
Oh, I've been worse.
I saw that you've gotten a lot done with the cardboard. Looks great.
I did. I chopped it up. I tore it up. You think Casey did better than you? Yeah, it's true. Maybe I have a little bit of recency bias because you've gotten some recent ones. Casey may have been stronger in the beginning. I should have been scoring the rounds. It's a fun game, huh? It's a fun party game.
That is a fun party game.
You know?
Cause like a lot of people know Beatles songs.
Yeah.
So.
Sure.
And they're easy to like break down too, cause they're not so complicated.
It's a nutshell. If you want to nutshell some shit. Okay. Here's the tricky one for you guys. 8 plus 1.
Oh, I got it. Oh, never mind. I was thinking something different, but now I got it.
What were you thinking first?
8 days a week. But
8 days a week.
Yeah, but it's not because it's plus 1.
Right.
So.
Yeah, number 9.
Yes, number 9, Misfortune, you got it.
Number 9. All right, here's another clue. The extended musical number. The extended musical number.
song.
Long song, like long. It's been a long.
What's that song on the White Album called? Is it called the long song?
Yeah, I think it's called like please don't be long. That one.
Isn't
We're
there a
getting
song on the
years.
White Album called the long song?
I think long.
Long, long. Oh, it's called Long, long. Well, anyway, it is an extended musical number, and it's a terrible song. How about Azure Bird Street? Okay. Yes, Miss Fortune, you got it right. Azure Bird Street is Blue Jay Way. So, who here has an opinion about what George's best song is?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I have an opinion about it,
I think I have an opinion.
which I will share in just a little bit.
I wonder if ours is gonna be the same.
What is George's best song, everybody? What is George's best song?
He has several songs.
No, not George Washington's best song, although that's also an interesting question.
Huh.
I don't know any George Washington songs, but if you mean songs about George Washington, there's probably a number of those, but I don't really know that catalog of music.
Something is a George song.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Like no other lover, something in the way she moves me. I don't want to leave you now. Don't want to leave you now. Wow, 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 wow. I didn't know that was a George song. Okay, Here, There, and Everywhere. That's a George song?
No, that's a Paul song.
That's a Paul song, Ruben. You got called out for being wrong.
You got your. Is Paul your favorite? Do you like relate to the ENFJ in him?
I think you just tarnished one of
Yeah.
your wonder points, Ruben R. Don't worry, it'll come off with a little silver polish. Tomorrow Never Knows. While My Guitar Gently Weeps is probably his most iconic song. Is that a George song?
Yes, that is. I like Taxman.
That's mine too. Rachel and I both picked the same one without consulting with each other at all.
Yeah,
We both picked Taxman.
that's a really good song.
You like Taxman? Yeah, I'm the Taxman.
If you drive a car, I'll tax you.
That's got funky guitar in it, you know.
Taxman.
It's a great way to start an album.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, Rubenar? You like Lennon or Harrison more?
I tend to overcredit Paul. I tend to think that Paul, everything good, a good Beatles song, I think, oh, that must be a Paul song.
You honestly though, if you think about socionics and ENFJ, ENTP, Lennon
benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lennon actually did benefit McCartney.
And then probably Harrison supervised Lennon.
Yep.
What's ISFJ? How does ISFJ fit into that mix?
So
Well, duels with Lennon.
yeah,
So
duels with Lennon.
easy friends with Lennon.
Yeah.
And then with INFP, what's the sociological relationship
I'll go
between
find out.
J, which would be P in sociologics, and INFP, which would be J in sociologics.
Okay. ISFP. Meow.
Meow.
I can't tell what you want, Bubbles.
He just wants to talk to us.
Oh.
But Acacia just named two excellent Beatles songs when she named so ISFJ supervised ENFJ. So Paul supervised, Ringo supervised Paul, and George supervised John, and John uh, John and Ringo were duels. That means Paul and George must have been duels. If they supervise, if each of them had the same supervisorial relationship, right?
Yeah, we.
Well, check it out.
Hold
See.
on. Hold on. Now I'm. Okay. ISFP, right? ISFJ and ENFJ we're doing now, right?
Correct.
ISFP and ENFJ. Yeah. So yeah, the ENFJ is supervised by the ISFJ, but ISFJ and INFP, right?
Right.
Confused.
Yeah, and then ISFJ and INFP.
And INFP. So INFJ.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
What is it?
Beneficent. The ISFJ benefits from the INFP.
So, okay, it goes like this. Ringo and John are duels. John is and Paul are benefactor beneficiary. Um, Ringo and George are benefactor beneficiary, right?
Yes.
And then Ringo and Paul are what? Supervisor?
Yes. Ringo supervises Paul.
So there's two benefactor beneficiary relationships, a supervisor relationship, and a duality relationship. Those are all the permutations, right?
Yeah.
So when you have four people, you've got three sets of, well, let's see, what are the total permutations with four people? John and Paul, John and Ringo, John and George, that's three. George and Ringo, George and Paul, that's five. And then Paul and Ringo, that's six. So there's six permutations, right?
Yeah.
Let's write this down so we can keep track of it. Six permutations. J P equals benefactor going this way. J R equals duality. J G equals supervisor going this way. P R equals, so that's Paul and Ringo.
Supervisor.
Ringo supervises Paul.
Yeah.
Supervisor going this way. And then PG equals, you said benefactor. Who benefacts who? So if it's P and G,
No, I don't know what Paul and George are.
well, what was ENFJ and INFP?
I'm looking right now. ENFJ and INFJ, right?
Yeah.
Contrary relations.
And then we've got G and R. That's INFJ and INFP. Right, no, ISFP and INFJ in sociology.
So the INFP's the benefactor to ISFJ.
Okay, so then benefactor going this way. Okay, so we got two benefactors, two supervisors, a duality, and a contrarian.
That was the only one missing.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's really interesting.
That's probably a good. You could probably put together a team of 4 people based on that model and probably accomplish some good things. I bet that's inherently a good structure for a 14 person.
Yeah.
For 4-person team. Sorry.
Totally.
It produced great results with the Beatles. None of the 4 of them independently did anything as good as what they did with the Beatles.
No, they didn't.
So, there should be, I don't know how many different possible sets of 4 types there are that have that relationship matrix. That somebody with much better math skills than me would have to figure that out.
So the only are Fleetwood Mac 4 people, but I don't think that they were as successful as the Beatles. Fleetwood Mac was successful and I think had 4 people. Velvet Underground had more than 4, right?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, what would be interesting would be to find examples of 4-person teams killing it in the world in some field other than music.
Oh.
That would be hard to come up with examples for that, obviously. But, because there aren't really any teams that I can think of that have 4 people on a side.
Maybe like judges on a TV show?
Well, the question though is, find a sport that has a team size of 4 people. And I can't think of any. That would be helpful if you could do that.
Yeah, because even tennis is 2 people.
Well, in the first 2 rounds of a golf tournament, they play in groups of 4. If you knew your golfer typology things well enough, if you could accurately have every golfer's type down and find groups that happen to fall into that thing, you could do a statistical analysis of whether each of those individuals performed best when in that group or not.
It's fascinating. I think
that would be a great study to do. You have to nail down the type of a bunch of different golfers, and that'd be hard to do.
I mean, it's a really cool combination right there of supervisor, beneficiary, duality, contrary.
Yeah, well, because there's 2. It's like it's got a nice symmetry to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's duality, there's 2 supervisors, 2 beneficiaries, and contrary.
Yeah.
Duality, like easy, comfortable, easy to understand each other, not a lot of growth potential. Contrarian, which is like you and ESTJ,
ENFP.
or you and ENFP are contrarian. It's a better relationship than you and ESTJ. What's that relationship called?
That's conflict.
Isn't that the same as
ESTJ?
contrarian?
No.
Conflict and contrarian are two different ones?
Yes, conflict is conflict, and contrarian is also known as extinguisher type.
Oh, okay. Extinguisher is a better relationship than conflict.
Yes.
So, the extinguisher here being Paul and George, they cancel out each other's excesses.
Yes, they do.
The supervisors make each of these people, John and Paul, behave in their strengths. And the duality grounds the group in familiar comfort. The benefactor and beneficiary ones make sure that the people being supervised, P and J, well, there's benefactor beneficiary relationship there, but so in other words, George supervises John, but benefits from Ringo. Ringo supervises Paul, but is grounded in the duality relationship. John benefits Paul, but is grounded by being supervised by George. And then Ringo benefits George, and supervises Paul, but is grounded in the duality. I don't know. It's a complicated relationship matrix to put together to think about, really.
Mm-hmm.
Two benefactors, two supervisors, a contrarian and a duality. But the symmetry of it's hard to deny, right? There's some explanation of the symmetry in words that would be satisfying in some kind of NI sense. Polo has 4 on the team. Good to know, Acacia.
Oh, that is good to know.
So that's a good trivia question too. Name a sport that has 4 people on the team. That's a good trivia question, huh? Oh my goodness. Rachel's getting kitty love.
Yes.
Look at the wonderful kitty love. Oh yes.
Oh, yes. She's my hairstylist.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Isn't it wonderful?
It is so wonderful.
That's Capillo. Capillo likes to do this when either she or I, anyway, have wet hair.
Yeah.
She likes to come and do that stuff that she's doing on the screen right now. Not right for you now, probably. But.
Let me tell you, Capillo is a sweetheart, but she is one tough cat. She likes to hunt a lot. And I think that Trouble does too, and I think he did get them. I think he was in charge of one of the mice being killed.
But I don't
Maybe
think
the
he's as good a
scorpion.
hunter as
No, but Capillo is such a good hunter.
Yeah, I go interrupt her hunting when I see her in progress. Rachel spotted a scorpion in the garage the other day, which we had to squash with a sharpening stone.
It made a great squasher for the scorpion. That
Yeah,
was. I'm so surprised that we have scorpions.
I'm a little surprised by that too. I wasn't anticipating scorpions. But we also have the world's biggest dandelions. Let me go show you guys.
Oh, they're so pretty.
No, we don't have a black light flashlight. We're not looking for cum stains. Okay. I'll go pick one and bring it up here. They're the best dandelions I've ever seen. That's a big dandelion, right? It's a big ass dandelion. Oh, it come back. Good. So this is a regular sized dandelion. And it's big for a regular sized dandelion. But this is a jumbo lion. Look how much bigger it is. These are two different dandelions. One's a lot bigger than the other. Why is this dandelion so big? It's because it's the other one's mother. Dandelions, I blow away your little bits. As I blow them away, so too do I blow away the cloggage in Shay Langalier's chakras and bring glory and success to both him and our beloved Oakland A's. That's kind of gorgeous, actually. That's kind of a gorgeous ceremony. I should have put the camera in a better place. I'll get another one and do it again so you can witness its gorgeousness. So too with this one. There it goes. There. I've blown away all the cloggages in Shay Langalier's chakras. I'm going to do it again in front of the camera. Beauty. Just hold on a second. So, each of these little meows represents one of the cloggages in Shea Langolier's chakras. I'm going to blow them all away and blow away all the failure from the Oakland A's. There. Wasn't that beautiful? So, I think we don't have anything to worry about with the Oakland A's now. We can feel pretty confident that things are going to really turn around for them. If you're worried, you're probably not worried anymore. Because, you know, that dandelion ceremony was known as one of the Native Americans' most powerful ceremonies. Right now, Shea Langoliers is like, man, why do I feel so good? I don't remember ever feeling this good before. That's because your chakras have been clogging for years, Shea Langoliers. Whose chakras were getting clogged for years? Shea Langoliers. But now they're unclogged. I hope you got to witness the ceremony of uncloggage that I performed, Rachel.
No.
Yeah, because it was pretty beautiful.
Oh, turn down the volume. It was magical.
Oh yeah, it was magical. Yeah, I know. I've grown plenty of dandelions in my lungs before. It just streamlines the whole chakra clearage ceremony. Just blow them straight out my lungs, you know. I will show Rachel the beautiful ceremony.
Oh my gosh.
Those little dandelion things represent each of Shea Langolier's cloggages.
That's so great. You did a great job.
Thanks. It's my responsibility as co-president of the Shea Langoliers fan club. You know.
I know.
Lion's Tooth Monk's Head Priest Crown Blow Ball. Things you don't want to find in a bag. Things you don't want to find together in a bag. I'll take the 8-ball, leave the monk's head. Oh. Other names for dandelions, huh?
I never knew that.
I didn't either. I was playing that game, make a set out of those things. My wish was cleared, Rachel. It was for Shea Langolier's chakras to be cleared.
I'm so happy that you did that.
Yeah, we should see some pretty quick results from that, I think.
I think so too.
And, you know, while I'm here, I'm not unwilling to transubstantiate a bong rip to Shea Langoliers. I just need to go grab my bong. I think he deserves a transubstantiated bong rip.
I do too.
He's got the hardest job in baseball. He's got to squat down back there behind the home plate the whole game when the other team's batting. And, you know, if you're the catcher for the Oakland A's, that means some long innings. Some long innings of work. All right, I'll be right back. Go get the bong. Okay, as I prepare this bong rip for Shea Langoliers, I would just point out that while I'm sure there are other players that get talked about on balance more than Shea Langoliers, I bet there are a few players who have their name said as frequently by one person in all of Major League Baseball as I say the name Shea Langoliers. I'm a big fan of saying the name Shea Langoliers, and I am co-president of his fan club. I'm gonna need there. That's better. Okay, so we'll begin this transubstantiation with a couple of Shea Langoliers cheers. Then we'll begin the formal transubstantiation process. Who makes more plays than Will Shakespeare's? Shea Langoliers. Who's got more hits than Britney Spears? Shea Langoliers. Whose transubstantiated bong rip is going straight between his ears? Shea Langoliers. Right now, Shea Langoliers is like, whoa, I feel so high. I wonder what just happened. Me, Shea Langoliers, I got your back. This won't show up on any drug test either. My body does all the processing. Your head gets all the blessing. That's the nature of a transubstantiated bong rip. Well, I'm feeling like it's about time to end this stream. I feel like maybe I got another poop coming on. I need to call my doctor's office. And hopefully I'll get my prescription tomorrow. Then, if after I poop again, because I feel another poop coming on, I feel motivated, maybe I'll get out the pressure washer and try to get that wasp nest down from a pie. And maybe even get some of the wall done. Anything I can get done ahead of the Vyvanse time is just kind of gravy. I made good progress on the boxes so far today, so maybe I'll make more work on that. Okay, anyway, goodbye, good night, good luck. I love you all, and may each of you find blessings in your life. The end. Love, Rachel, and Eric.